Hello everyone, Nex here. In this video I'm going to show you how to set up a Cod4 Deathrun server in 2026. I have made a video on this in the past, as you can see, but it has been 11 years ago in 2015. And back in the day people used to play on the Cod4 1.7 version, whereas now people play on Cod4x. So this video will not work. Maybe it does, but this is the new video on how to actually play on the latest version of Cod4. And yeah, the reason I'm making this video is, I guess, Cod4 Deathrun servers are dying out. There's only a couple active ones, so I'm hoping that this video will entice people to make their own Deathrun server to keep the mod alive, as it is a sick mod and it would be a shame if it died. So anyway, first of all, what you need to do is make sure you have Cod4x installed over top of your game. If you do not, go to the first link in the description and right here in the client releases, download the exe and then open it. It'll look like this. 1 second. It'll look like this. It should pick up where your Cod4 is installed. If it doesn't, press browse and locate it, press OK, next, install and finish. And yeah, that's it for Cod4x. That's how you get the patch. There's a chance you already have the Cod4x patch, but you'll know when you open the game for sure. And okay, your next step, now we're going to work on the server itself. So you're going to right click on the desktop, press new folder, and you are going to name this whatever you want. This will be your server folder, so I'm going to name it Cod4 server. Then open the folder, and what you will need next is the server itself. So go back to cod4x.ovh, scroll down a bit, and right here download the server Windows zip, and I have it here on the desktop. Open it up, open the first folder within the archive, open this. When you see these files, copy them into your Cod4 server, and it should look like this. Your next step will be to create 2 new folders. One will be called user maps, another will be mods, all in lowercase like so. And perfect. So next, go into your mods folder, and then second link in the description will be the Deathrun mod made by Braxi themselves, and it'll look like so. It'll be a GitHub. Simply press on code, download the zip, and then open it. I have it here. And go into the first folder, and you will see these files. What you will need to do is copy Deathrun dev, or just drag it into your server's mod folder that you've just created. Then go back to the root of your server folder, open the sp2mp.zip, and drag the raw folder into the root of your Cod4 server folder. Then you can close all archives. Perfect. Next step will be, in the description I will either leave a paste bin, I'll either upload the file or you can copy it. But it's a batch script. It's going to look like this. And what's important in here, so literally all you have to do is right click, press edit, and then it'll bring up this. What you will need to do here is remember the port, just note it down. I use 27255, which is my default, I suppose. It's what I have port forwarded. But keep in mind this port, and keep in mind this map for a moment. I'm going to put this to the side. So what you need to do now is you need to get some maps for your server. So you can do this either by googling Cod4 Deathrun maps, or you can join a Deathrun server on the game itself and download a couple of maps, I suppose. So I'm going to steal them from my game installation. So I'm going to go open up my Steam, right click my Cod4, manage, browse local files. Then I'm going to close my Steam. Then I'm going to go to my user maps folder, and I'm going to pick out a couple of maps. So I have a couple of maps right here. I'm just going to do 2. I'm going to do Mew and, let's say, just Mew and Lithium. So I'm going to right click, copy, and paste them into my server's user maps folder. Right, next step, you will need to get this batch file like I was saying and drag it into the root of your Deathrun server. So I'm going to just copy it and paste it. You're going to just download it and drag it into here. And within, and let me do it like this, let me reopen it. So edit your batch script again, and where it says here mp Deathrun semtex, you're going to set the name of your own maps that you have added, or map should I say, singular. So this will be the first map that is loaded when your server starts. So I'm just going to do mpd-rmu, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it, I'm going to do file, save. And then we're almost there. Now you will need to go back to the root of your Cod4 server folder, open up where your game is installed, and what you will need to do is copy your zone and your main folder. So just control click both of those, right click, copy, and paste them into the root of your server folder. When this comes up, tick the box and press yes, and give it a moment. It should be pretty quick for you. And then, okay, we're doing well. So your next step, this is gonna be a little bit confusing to explain, but I'll do my best. So let me open up the correct game directory, one sec. So go to where your game is installed. One moment. Yeah, so this is where my game is installed on the right window. And go into your mods folder. And what you need to do is go to your server's mod folder and copy Deathrun dev. Paste it into your game's mod folder. Like so. And then perfect. And then go to the root of where your game is installed. And go to the final link in the description. And it'll be to Cod4 Mod Tools. And same as Braxi Deathrun mod, just press code, download zip. And I've got mine right here. And open up the first folder. And you will see all of these files. You are going to drag all of these files into the root of your Cod4 server. Like so. Into the root of your game's like the root of your game folder itself, not your server folder. Let this do its thing. This will probably take the longest to transfer the files out of everything, but this is necessary. These are essentially tools and files that you need to compile the server, and I'll explain everything in a moment, so just give it a second. Okay, cool. After that is done, what you will need to do is go to your mods folder in your game directory, open up your Deathrun dev folder that you've copied over, and basically what we're going to do now is these are the source files. The folder in the mods folder, Deathrun dev, that you've dragged in. This is the uncompiled Deathrun mod itself essentially. And when you're doing this for the first time, you will need to compile it just initially for the first time and then drag it back to your server. So basically what you'll need to do is, you have these two files, make IWD and make mod. You're going to need to run make mod first. And when this comes up, just keep pressing D. Like non-stop, keep pressing it. Keep pressing it. And you'll see this. This is totally normal. And when it says one file copied and press any key to continue, just press any key to continue. Then do the same for make IWD. Give it a moment. And everything is okay, so you can press any key to continue. And then go back to your server folder, delete your Deathrun dev, go back to your mods folder in your game directory, and right click, copy. And we are copying the now compiled mod of your Deathrun server. Sorry, we're now copying the compiled version of the Deathrun mod into your Cod4 server from your game directory to your server. So paste it into your server, give it a moment, and cool. And now we're pretty much done most of the way. So go back to your Cod4 server, and now you should be good to start your server batch file. So open it up, it should look like this. And give it a moment. It will take a few moments as this is your first time starting the server. So just bear with it. Okay, and when you see game server is now VAC secure and server connected successfully, that means your server is up and running. So next step is to actually connect to our server to make sure this works. So what you should do is, where is it now? So in your start script, if you right click it and go to edit, copy your port. In this case, my default is 27255, so copy it. Then start your game. So I'm going to go to here. I'm going to start up my game. Just give it a sec. This might show up. Oh, I opened it twice. 1 sec. That's fine. Yeah, if this comes up, this is just an update for Cod4x. Just let it do its thing. And then the game will start. It might ask you to select a profile or whatever, but anyway, when you're in your game, open your console and do /connect : which is the 2 dots. You press shift and the button to the right of L, and then so you do : and then your port number, so 27255, and then just press enter. And you should see this setting up game. Give it a second. We are now connecting to our server, and as you can see, we are in. So I am not going to stay in the server because I don't know what the copyright is for this song. But yes, our server is running, our mod is loaded, as you can see by the background. So yeah, that's pretty much how you set up the bare basics of your Deathrun server. If you want people to be able to join your server, what you will need to do is you'll need to go to your default gateway and port forward. You can acquire your default gateway by pressing Windows and R, typing CMD. And then in the CMD window, do ipconfig, and you're going to get your default gateway. So that's mine. So if I get that and I go into here, it'll bring me to my default gateway of my router, and then it's going to ask you for a password. Typically the password is under your router on a sticker, so I'm going to type in mine. And then yeah, every router is going to be different, but on my Fritzbox router, I go to internet, permit access, and I already have a port forwarding set up, but I'd pretty much go to edit ports, new sharing, other application, give it a name, and then just set the ports. So 275 or 27255, set it to all 3, and then you need to open one port for TCP and one for UDP. Just do one of each, and yeah, after you do that, pretty much people can connect to your server using your public IP. So I'm not going to show you my IP, but you're literally going to go to Google and search up what's my IP, get your IP address, give it to your users, and they're going to have to type it in this format. I'm going to show you. So if your IP is this, just for example, random IP. So how the user connects is by opening the game console in the game itself and doing /connect, putting the IP address like so, and then putting the port like this. So you do : and then 27255, and then press enter, and then it'll put you into your server, and anyone should be able to join as long as you've connected, or sorry, as long as you've port forwarded correctly. And yeah, that's pretty much the bare basics of setting up your server. You can now work on your server however you want. Like, if you want to work on it, you just literally go into the mods folder here. You can like go into your server config and edit it. You can modify whatever you want. You can edit the host name of your server, which is what will show up when a user adds your server to the favorites list. You can set your Archon password. You should definitely change this so random people can't do admin commands. And yeah, you can do a couple of things. What you should also do is right here where you have your map rotation. This is for when the Deathrun map ends. Like, say you have 10 rounds and the 10th round finishes, there's a map vote at the end of the round, or at the end of the game, and the map rotation is all the maps that are included here. These are just like the default maps, so you should definitely change these, otherwise your game will crash if the map ends and someone votes for one of these maps. So in my case, let me go back to my server folder, and then I go to my user maps. I only have 2 maps, so in this case, let me zoom in a little bit, or yeah, in my case I would do, let me remove all this, so let me copy my lithium map name. So we do map mpdr lithium, then put a space, and then do map, copy the next map name, and then paste it. So it's essentially map and then map name, put a space, and then map mp whatever. And below, this will be the first map that's set. This doesn't appear to do anything, but just set it anyway. So I set mute to be my initial map, so I'm just gonna set, bam, leave the game type Deathrun and map there, just edit the map name itself and save the mod. And yeah, that's essentially it. And yeah, you can modify a lot of things in here. If some people are interested, I can make videos that are more in detail on how to do all these things. You can go to your plugins folder, edit all these plugins, you can make more plugins. There's a VIP menu and admin menu built in. I can also show you how to install an essentials menu, how to extend it, how to make an admin menu. There's so much you can do, especially now that we're in 2026 and we can use AI. But yeah, another thing to note is the only time you need to compile your game or your mod is when you edit UI or 3D models or any audio files in the game, such as map and music, I suppose. For any other reason, all you have to do is do a quick server restart and your changes will show up. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. That sums up everything I can show you for today. If you have any questions, leave a comment in the description. I'll get back to you. And if you want to see any more videos on this topic, please let me know and I will happily show a lot of you what to do and how to do it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and yeah, go on.